You've got it all wrong. Last time I had a day off was in the month of ice. I'm long overdue for a day to myself, to do whatever I want.
Feel safe. What is wrong with this city?
You here? Why are you hiding? My soul is evil. Cool. Yes. Yes, hit me. Better me than them.
I must be close to the center now.
Bet it's full of fancy clothes and exotic jewelry. I'd love to see the silver grafts they take here.
Clothes smell like old...
So he says, keep alert. And I says, I am alert. I've been alert. And he says, I know you're here somewhere.
Find anything yet? Be on your guard, right, boys? You're on here.
Who's this?
You aren't going anywhere.
End of the road for you.
Where you? Hide, coward.
I lost her. Wait, where is she?
So disfigured.
the Grand Guard was protecting Stilton back then. Aramis Stilton in better days.
Be on the lookout.
This is to keep you from seeing whatever drove you into a nightmare tonight.
Where are you hiding?
By rendering Stilton unconscious, I changed the past. But how?
Hey, coward! Come fight face to face!
You've been warned. I'm going to call for help. Leave me alone!
There's the notebook.
Think you're smart? I'll find...
Don't get any closer.
Guards! Someone!
I don't like your face, but I can fix it. You had it coming.
Can't stay hidden forever!
Once offered me a suite at Dunmore Tower, complete with a laboratory, the finest apparatus in the Isles. I declined, of course. I'm not some conjurer from penny novels. Besides, I have a great fondness for my privacy, and my interests often find me coming and going in the odd hours of night. It's hard not to consider what might have been different had I plotted a different course through my early years. Was there something I might have said or done when Delilah was my apprentice that could have prevented all this? Or is character a fixed star we must all follow in darkness?
I wonder what Aramis Stilton can accomplish now that things are different. Byrne wanted to be High Overseer. A gangster could never be trusted to run a city. Duke Abel spared no expense on his new palace. It's tacky if you ask me.
Are you ready for this?
I've been inside a dozen castles and 100 mansions, and they're the same everywhere. The Duke's palace can't be anything worse than Lady Brisby's social afternoons.
Getting inside might not be the hard part. The Duke doesn't exactly run a tight ship.
Killing off Duke Abel is only part of the puzzle. You've also got to find whatever it is he's keeping for Delilah.
You were cryptic about what you gleaned from visiting the Dust District, which is fine. The world is better with a hint of mystery. But once you're inside the Grand Palace, whatever you do could affect things in Karnaca for years to come. Remember that.
I've got a map of the Grand Palace for you, and I know something that may be useful. There's a hidden lever in the pantry that opens a passage to the Duke's vault. If he's keeping anything precious for Delilah, I suspect that's where it'll be. Beyond that, good hunting.
Everyone who crosses my path on the way to Duke Abel is going to regret it. They all deserve to bleed.
It's not widely known, but the Duke has a body double. The man is the spitting image of Luca.
I hope I've been of some help to you. It's good to feel useful, here near the end of my time.
Anton Sokolov, painter, inventor, and philanderer, famous throughout the Isles, loyal only to himself. Sokolov wonders now if it was all worth it. Once put forth, some ideas take on a life of their own. The years have softened him. He seeks to make up for the wrongs from his past. He experimented on people during the plague years. Unwilling subjects who suffered needlessly at his hands. It is brief, but his time at the Hound Pit's pub as a prisoner stays with him. He was strangely happy. And it is guilt within him for the things he did. But curing the rat plague saved so many. Not so long ago, the nobles vied for his attention, sent him gifts and flattery. Whose invitation would he accept? Whose portrait would he next paint? His past torments him. Can he ever atone for the pain he's caused? He's full of regrets, this old man. Sokolov, the once great alchemist. Some nights, he dreams of a young woman he once painted, decades ago. Her face, the most beautiful thing he'd ever beheld. She died before the painting was complete, and he burned it to ash. From Esmond Roseborough, Sokolov learned the power hidden inside whale oil. He harnessed it for devices that kill, and Roseborough took his own life. Some nights he wakes for the toilet, thinking he's at his old apartment on Kaldwin's bridge, He's confused by the layout of the dreadful whale. He retreated from Dunwall, tired of the petty squabbles of the elite. They still seek him out for portraits, new elixirs, or bawdy stories. Some just to see the great Sokolov, now stooped and humbled. It's all still there, in his mind. Every formula, every equation, harder and harder to recall. In his dreams, he sees the names and faces of every subject he experimented on in the name of progress. They would flock to his lectures. When all the seats were full, they would line the hallways, straining to hear. Hypatia, Jindosh, all the great minds of today owe him a debt. When Jindosh held him, Sokolov believed he would die, and that changed him. He is so tired. He was remembering the great voyage he took by sea. So many men lost, reaching Pandyssia, burning wastes. Kaldwin, how great you were. Rest now, my friend. I've already told you about this man. Aaron Stilton made a fortune in silver mines, without the usual cruelty associated with such endeavors. There's a great sadness in him. He misses his friend and confidant, the old Duke, the Adanus. Aaron Stilton, like the Orly mines, there is something of value underneath that gruff exterior. Stilton devised a mask to help the miners take in less dust as they work. He wants silver, not sick workers. If he has any other secrets, they are hidden from me. I knew this world 15 years ago. Some part of me remains, but the world seems strange. I can see why you like her. She's almost as secretive as you.
Luca Abel.
It's remarkable that people tolerate the Duke.
He's got an army, control of the mines, and he's had your support from the capital. At the Duke's parties, people carve up the country while eating boiled crab.
There were parties like that in Dunwall, full of toadies sucking up to me, stabbing each other in the back.
Poor Empress. I could see those party lights from the roof of the abandoned butcher shop where I slept, in the flooded district.
I know you grew up hard, Megan. I used to wander Dunwall with my face hidden, but when I got tired of it, I could always go back to the tower. Karnaka's given me perspective.
Good. After you've eliminated the Duke, find what he's holding for Delilah and take it. When you're finished, I'll pick you up in the skiff.
Comes in, it's got to get where it's going. That's why they call it the black market. Can't just sit here. Too much chance a Grand Guard catches on to us. Or Maybe rightful owners coming to pick it up.
What's the delay get?
So there's basically no risk.
What's your friend's name?
That's a secret. These guys deal with me and nobody else. Job security. That was punched on a filthy blood fly. And that's all I'm gonna say about it. You starting your shit around here? We're jumping in.
So many people trying to get away from Karnaca now. But where are you gonna go? There's money here, even if it's dirty.
There's no such permit, Captain. I know the laws in Karnaca.
Laws change. The Duke's given the Grand Guard leeway to create new needed.
Hey, where do you think you're going?
I don't want to die. No, you
going
run
on
here.
Huh. No.
Come back here.
Look, it'll be that sadistic crowd.
What? That's a sword move.
Never can get used to the heat here, or the dust.
Someone!
are back among your own people, the palace-born and those who curry their favor. Are you feeling more comfortable, Majesty? Are these the people you want running a quarter of your empire? No? It never seemed to bother you before. Maybe it looks different up close. Maybe here it's harder to ignore the way the people outside the palace get through the day. In any case, I know what you're after. The heart you carry can only hold one spirit at a time. So, if you want to walk out with a piece of Delilah, you better be ready to leave something behind.
What happened?
Let's sit down. I'll explain it all.
With the fall of Luca Abel, the Duke's line ended, and there was only one man ruthless enough to take the Grand Palace. Fighting his way up from nothing, none of his enemies were around to oppose the bloody Duke, Corvo Attano. In Dunwall, without ever realizing it, Delilah was trapped in an imagined world where her father's lies were undone and her subjects would bow to her forever, as she sailed into war with a great armada and trekked across the Pandician wastes. While in the true capital, Emily the Vengeful rooted out the last of those who had betrayed her and ruled over her empire with Corvo Attano's support from the south. In his day, Anton Sokolov lit the fires of industry, starting a great consuming blaze at the heart of the empire. He saw his machines used for war and oppression, watching the powerful crush those beneath them. Leaving Dunwall for the last time, he turned to the cold north, his energy spent at last, only an echo of the man he'd aspired to be. There are things that never change, no matter how hard you try. Questions you must answer. As Megan Foster faded from the world, Billy Lurk stepped from her shadow, setting out to discover her truest self, and seeking the closest thing she'd ever known to family.
On the sands of sweet Serkonos did we bathe in the sun, sharing grapes from Culero when you were the only one.
On the streets of Karnaca, I met you long ago, when the sea was so peaceful and the bay seemed to glow.
We danced and sang until the early ships sailed, and when morning bells rang, only then we exhaled. sands of Serkonos, they're burning in the sun.
And the grapes from Calero are withered and finely done.
Now we cower in the alleys of streets where we did stroll, while the Duke claims our riches and his firing squads patrol. We run and hide until the evening ships sail. When the night is black, only then we exhale. So meet me in the shadows, bring your sweetest grapes. We'll slip on to a whaler and maybe we'll escape.